Harambee! Neno hili si hivyo. Mambo ni matatu.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome back to our channel once again. And it is my hope and prayer that the video is going to find you guys in good health. Personally, I am fine, as you can see. Kisumu is fantastic. And maybe you could also let me know where you're watching the video from. The county or the country, in case you are out of the republic. Ladies and gentlemen, during Raila Odinga's burial, there is something which James Orengo said on that particular day. James Orengo pleaded with William Ruto not to kill ODM as a political party.
Oh, President, I urge you, even as we speak about unity, let us not kill political parties. Political parties are the foundation of democracy. Any arrangements we enter into don't kill political parties. In 1963, political parties were killed, and it took us 20 years to fight to revive political parties.
And in his response, William Ruto also made it very clear that he has no intention whatsoever of killing ODM party, because he understands that Raila Odinga stood for multipartism. But he added something, that there was no way he was going to allow ODM party to be hijacked by a few individuals and take it to the opposition.
The largest political party, ODM, I want to tell you, we will respect ODM. We will support you to hold ODM together. ODM must be strong as we go to 2027, because that is the way we are going to have a strong government. Political parties are the foundations of any meaningful democracy. And therefore, the future of ODM, the strength of ODM, the well-being of ODM matters a great deal to me, because that is how we are going to have a strong nation, by having strong, vibrant, national political parties. Kwa hivyo wana ODM, ile kitu mimi nataka niwahakikishie, kwa mapenzi ya Mungu, ODM will either form the next government or be part of the next government. Ile kitu siwezi kukubali. Ile kitu kwa heshima ya huyu shujaa wetu, ile kitu siwezi kukubali, na nitafanya juu chini, Mungu anisaidie. Ni wale ambao wanataka kung'oa chama ya ODM na kwenda kuchezea karata ya upinzani kule nje. Hiyo haitawezekana.
Which begs the question, what are William Ruto's plans with ODM party? Or what options do you think William Ruto has with ODM party? In my view, William Ruto can decide to kill ODM party if he wants. He can decide to strengthen ODM party if he wants, because now Raila is not there. William Ruto can force a merger, which is going to form the basis of this analysis today. Before we get into all those details, for those who are watching this channel for the first time, please take a second or two, click the subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And with the subscribers, I want to continue thanking you guys for your continued support, because without that support, this channel cannot be what it is. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to dive in. There is a story in the Standard today. Let me read for you the first and the second paragraphs only. This story is how Ruto is burning midnight oil to win over Raila supporters. The truth of the matter is that William Ruto is one of Raila Odinga's orphans. William Ruto was banking fully on the support he was going to get from Raila Odinga, because having Raila Odinga basically meant having the entire ODM on his side. Now with Raila gone, It means he has to go back to the drawing board. This is what the paper says here. The passing of ODM leader Raila Odinga last week has complicated President William Ruto's political plans, as it has forced him to reevaluate his game plan ahead of 2027 general election. This is after plans of a coalition with ODM party have been torpedoed. For his survival, the president is reportedly weighing the options of using his influence and his memorandum of understanding with the late Raila's party to convince the ODM leaders to formalize their working arrangement. As a matter of fact, that is going to be the best strategy for Ruto, because he had an arrangement with Raila, and ODM are still there. So he's trying to persuade the ODM leaders to formalize that arrangement, because it was not really, it was formalized but not really formalized. And he's proceeding here. And this is where I have the problem. Some of the options on the table include collapsing the ruling party to officially join the UDA party. That's not very clear. Alternatively, there is the option of collapsing both UDA and ODM parties to form a new party where he will be the party leader and the flag bearer for the elections. Ladies and gentlemen, if a merger between ODM and UDA party is one of the options being pursued, then I want to offer my unsolicited advice to the ODM leadership that that is something they should not entertain. Why am I saying so? Number one, the strength of ODM party has always been there because of the identity called ODM party. We had the Raila Odinga, the brand, and we also had the ODM as a political party. I want to give you the case of Musalia Mudavadi. Musalia Mudavadi had ANC party, which he used to negotiate with. Weta had Ford Kenya, which he used to negotiate with. If today you were to kill Ford Kenya the way Ruto has killed ANC party of Musalia Mudavadi, what would it mean? It would mean that Weta is also going to lose the identity of Ford Kenya. In fact, if you were to remove Ford Kenya from Weta today, who is Weta? Weta, I don't think will have the ability to reinvent himself. So the truth is, ODM as a political party is the identity which made it strong. That is what the supporters identifies with. It would be a grave mistake to agree to allow ODM party to merge. Ruto can come back to ODM and run as a presidential candidate, because in the constitution of ODM party, it makes it very clear that the party leader is the automatic presidential candidate. The current party leader of ODM party is none other than Oburu Odinga. So which means, as the party leader, Oburu Odinga can run for the presidency without question. But I don't know if Oburu Odinga can run for the presidency. So he can say, okay, let us welcome on board Ruto, give him the ticket. But Ruto should not try to push the idea of asking ODM to join UDA party. They lose their identity. Number two, ODM is strong and is valuable because it controls its strongholds. With the death of Raila Odinga, you can't really say that ODM party will continue retaining its strongholds. That will only be determined at the ballot. So the fact is, moving forward, ODM party should strengthen itself, should strengthen their strongholds. And that's why the by-elections in Kasipul, in Magarini, and also in Ugonja is significant, because they'll be able to stamp their authority. And with ODM controlling their strongholds, they'll be able to negotiate. If they were to merge, they'll not say whether they control or not. And therefore, nobody will even bother to call them to the negotiating table. Number three, there is what is called negotiations. Because ODM will not produce a presidential candidate, they will have to negotiate. And that negotiations can mean either negotiating with Ruto or negotiating with the other camp. They'll decide. They can only do that if they have a party. If today ODM were to agree to merge with the UDA and form a new political party, and Ruto is made the party leader, what of if they'll be shortchanged? Can they negotiate their way out using another political party? So they must retain ODM party for them to negotiate well, to increase their value. Because nobody would care if there was no ODM as a political party. Number 4, in this country, the political parties funds. That is what runs most of these parties. ODM party should now work so hard to win more seats if it intends to continue being in existence. Because if they were to get several seats, then they'll qualify for the political party funding. That funding is enough to sustain the party. That is the honest truth. It's enough to sustain the party. And for me, that is more important than merging this party for raw political power. And importantly, there's the Ruto succession politics, either after 2027 or post 2032. If Ruto will be re-elected, then it would mean in 2032, ODM party should be able to position itself to succeed Ruto. If Ruto will not be re-elected and ODM is not part of the presidential ticket in 2027, it would mean that they will still start campaigning again to succeed whoever or to recapture power in 2032. Those are the realities. Those can only be possible if ODM party is intact. Ladies and gentlemen, my last point, Raila Odinga left his supporters in ODM party. Just the way these other guys are saying, Raila left them in government. Nobody can doubt that Raila Odinga left a political party called ODM party. So anybody thinking of merging ODM party at this hour is an enemy. Until next time, this is Lee Makwiny. Bye-bye.